Welcome back, listeners, to the Wins and Losses podcast. I'm your co-host, Joey Lockapo, with the scholar, Mr. Evan Winkler. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. It's been a pretty good week.
Good.
Nice long week. I'm excited for my weekend.
Oh, my gosh.
Excited to see how the Stingers are going to do this weekend.
That's right.
Excited about the Wolverines.
got your Stingers soccer up there.
Yes, that's big. We got the big baseball stuff going
Oh
on.
my
That's
God,
big news.
those games were fantastic yesterday.
Wow.
Coming from a Tigers and a Cubbies fan, you talk about some nail biters. I thought the Cubbies were going to blow it last night in the bottom of the ninth.
And the Tigers, you just feel like they were coming in with so slow with no momentum. You thought for sure they'd get swept. And then they beat Cleveland, who was the hottest team in baseball.
Their offense was in a morgue, man.
Yes.
They couldn't hit the ball. They were terrible. And then all of a sudden they just broke out. They broke out yesterday, which timing is key, man. Good for the Tigers. No, them and Scooble, God, throwing lights out in game one. He's going to be tough to beat. Mariners are going to have to beat him twice in the next round of the playoffs. That's going to be tough. So I really like the Tigers' chances. And how about that Yankees-Red Sox last game? I know you picked the Sox. I had the Yanks winning. But, boy, you talk about a great game with two rookie pitchers on the mound. You know, that Schlitter last night, he struck out 12. He is going to be a star. He was on the big stage at the big game last night. You know, it's just, man, oh, man, he just to dominate the way he did. Boy, he looked good. And I tell you, the Yankees can go in Toronto hot, and they could definitely make some noise.
Do you feel like the advantages for the teams that have been playing, or the advantage of the team that's maybe been able to sit out for a couple days?
No, I think, you know, it's funny because the teams that have the better records tend to get the buys in almost all the major sports. But yeah, no, I feel like going in with a couple games under your belt, playing. I mean, you saw it in the college football playoff last year how Ohio State went in limping after losing to the Wolverines. You know, they came in and just dominated Tennessee, and then just steamrolled Oregon. Yeah. Oregon, the best team in college football, they took care of last year.
And Dodgers just keep winning. You know, that's what happened with the Dodgers. Unfortunately,
they're going to run. I tell you what, man.
Phillies are ready.
Yeah, out of the next four series, Tigers, Mariners, Cubs, Brewers, Yankees, Blue Jays, Dodgers, Phillies. That Dodgers-Phillies is going to be a slugfest. That game is going to be great. Will definitely, most likely go 5. I don't see a team sweeping in that. I think both those teams are loaded with pitching and hitting. I think that's going to be. The winner of that might very well come out of the National League, although it pains for me to say, I'd love for the Cubs to sneak out of there. But I tell you, the Dodgers, Phillies, that's gonna be a great.
So you got all the picks right.
I did, yeah.
Nice work. Nice work.
I should get out the buffs, but I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Yeah, we gotta keep it going. Joey's undefeated. I lost the Yankees. I mean, I thought Boston, after winning that first one, they had a good chance.
Yeah,
especially when the
that Boston Yankees. I looked at that game last night, and I told my wife, I said, this game should be a championship series. This should not be a wild card. I really feel like
around it last
night.
Like
the Yankees and the Blue Jays were actually tied for the best record in the American League, and the Blue Jays won the tiebreaker, so they got the bye, and then that puts the Yankees and the Red Sox. How nice would that Yankees-Red Sox for the ALCS or ALDS?
Especially for TV ratings.
Oh, for TV ratings. Just the energy in that stadium. Yeah, the Red Sox, Yankees, one of the biggest rivalries in all of sport.
I want the Blue Jays and Brewers energy. That's what I picked in the channel.
Well, Brewers and Cubs. That's Wrigley North.
That's gonna be good, isn't it?
I tell you, Miller Lite Park up there in Milwaukee is Wrigley North. Look out! All those Cubs fans are going to travel the hour.
Cubbies did good, man.
They're going to pack that
Padres
stadium.
Is a tough team.
Oh, they were tough. I like the Cubs' chances against the Brewers. Against the Dodgers and Phillies, maybe not so much, but I like their chances against the Brewers.
Yeah, the Dodgers are they're just the team that's always there every year.
Yes, they're beatable though. Any team's beatable. I look at those playoffs and you talk about some parity. I mean, there's parity in college football, but boy, baseball has got good teams with high payrolls, good players, good pitching. It's all going to come down to just kind of the luck of the draw. Any team can win anytime. So it's a good time to be a baseball fan. October baseball is the best. I know you're not a...
After 162 games, you finally get some
you're not a super huge baseball guy.
I do like my Tigers.
I love April baseball when it starts because it's a sign that summer's coming. And gosh, I love October baseball and into November. Nothing beats that. That is real excitement. sheer drama. Nothing beats that's reality TV right there.
Yes, totally. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no.
You're always on the edge of your seat when they're
always
pitching,
exciting.
A big hit or whatever. But what's really exciting is our Wolverines
finally
back in action this weekend.
Man, after a road game in Lincoln, took on Nebraska, had a bye week. So yeah, it's been a minute since I've been up to Ann Arbor. I'm looking forward.
Big News going to be there.
Looking
Joey
forward.
Lacapo's going to be there.
That's
Charles
right.
Woodson, Blake Corum, all the big names are going to be out there this weekend.
Yeah, going to go see Blake and Chuck out there at the Big Noon.
You guys hanging out this weekend?
Well, I'm going to be at the Big Noon kickoff, so look for me on TV.
Okay.
I'll try to snag a hat for you. I got to get one of those Big Noon hats. I don't have one of them yet, but Lisa's got a couple T-shirts. I'll get her the new T-shirt.
There you go. Wendy's will be giving out some sandwiches, so that'd be nice.
Oh yeah, no, Wendy's always takes care of us.
It's going to be a fun atmosphere tomorrow.
It will be
anytime
good.
Big Noon or anytime.
Dave Portnoy will be up there as well too. So he's actually going to a frat house in Ann Arbor.
Is he really?
Yeah, no, he put a thing on Twitter. He was looking for the frat with the most tweets. He was going to go do a live shot from the frat houses. So he's probably going to be up on Hill Street up there. So we might mosey on up and see Dave, but he might make it down to Pioneer where they have where they're going to have the set up the stage and stuff. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It is Big Noon kickoff. Wisconsin coming in for homecoming. It should be pretty exciting. A maze out. Everybody's going to have their yellow on tomorrow. So
that'll look nice.
Yeah, boys are going to wear their all blues. But
I love the blues. You know,
they got the big game blues. They got the blue pants, blue jerseys. But yeah, everybody in the crowd's going to have their maze on. So
it'd be great to see how much they've improved since their bye and since their last game. If Bryce keeps his development going.
Yeah,
so I'm really excited to see what we do against Wisconsin's hurting. They need to. I mean, their backs against the wall even more and more.
Wisconsin's supposed to have a pretty good run defense. I heard their run defense is probably their strength. Okay. So it's going to be a real key for Michigan to see if Justice Haynes and Bryce Underwood and Marshall can kind of pound that rock on Wisconsin's D, kind of get the juices flowing. I'd like to see Bryce open it up a little bit. I think Wisconsin's pass defense isn't quite as strong, so it'd be good for him to kind of shake some rust off, get ready for some Big Ten action coming up.
We got games coming up.
We got big one against USC and big one against Washington next couple weeks. So this game tomorrow. I'd hate to call it a tune-up game, but I do think that they need to kind of display.
We just got to keep winning, right?
Yeah,
and that's the thing. We got to get to Ohio State.
I think it's funny because everybody's laying low because kind of some pretenders and contenders kind of shook out last week. It was a huge slate last week. It isn't near as big this week. The games this week aren't quite as juicy on paper. I bet you they'll pan out to be good, though. I think it's going to look good.
I think there's a few games on here that we're going to talk about that we really got to make. I think there's some questions for some teams that they need to have a win.
Yeah, it's going to shake up the playoff race a lot. Could knock some teams out of the playoffs. You know, I mean, it's a big weekend. I know Michigan, Wisconsin's kind of what I'm focused on, of course, but there is a big one. Texas travels into the Swamp, take on the Gators up there, Florida. You know, really fighting for their lives. DJ Lagway playing some terrible football. Arch Manning has not panned out to expectations. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see which quarterback.
And I think Florida has they have a pretty good defense. They've held some teams, you know, not to a lot of points.
At home, that's a tough game.
It's going to be interesting to see how Arch will do now against a better team. He hasn't really played a lot of great teams since the Ohio State game. Mm-hmm. So can Arch, how much has he improved? How much more does he feel comfortable in the system, playing game action? I think that's a big game for both quarterbacks. So I think we'll see if Texas can. I mean, Florida hasn't won a lot of those big games, but still, I think Texas has to have a good game.
That is a tough environment. The Swamp, I don't care what you say, and I don't care how good or how bad the team is on paper. That is a tough home environment to go into. The Swamp.
And Florida's going to beat someone. They're going to upset somebody this year, so it's going to happen.
They have the athletes. They have the dudes, man. They got so many athletes in Florida, you know. And
you can't sleep on them, or else they're going to beat you.
Not at all.
So I think it's big for Texas. This other one in the SEC, I think, is big because you got Vanderbilt coming in.
Oh, to Bama, Tuscaloosa, going to game day is going to be there. Hey, I don't know if you heard or not. Pat McAfee, did you hear about his? He has given $850,000 for his kicking contest that he does on game day.
Jeez,
in 5 weeks, he's given $850,000 because he's given second chances and he's up the ante. So now what he said, starting next week when they go to Tennessee for game day, he's moving the kick back from 33 yards to 40 yards, and he's only going to max out at $200,000. He's not giving out more than $200,000. Yeah, he's going broke, man. He's giving away almost $1 million.
He's got to find some of those kickers that can't kick it.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to see McAfee. It's like that really all comes out of his pocket. So I mean, kudos to Pat
That's
McAfee
awesome
just
for
for
him.
being so charitable. But boy, oh boy, he's losing money right and left because these kids are making these kicks,
Yes.
33 yards. So
He needs to come to game day when Joey's there, so Joey can
that's
pull him
right.
through
Well,
the
game day
updates.
should be up in Ann Arbor for the Ohio State game,
Yeah.
so I'm excited to see Kurt and
Yeah.
Dez and Reese and Pat and
All the
all
crew.
them boys. That's right. No, they'll do the kick. Maybe they'll even get me to do the kick.
That'd be awesome.
I'll recruit you. You're my soccer.
I'll be a
player.
holder. I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, you're my soccer player.
Oh,
I'll hold
God.
it for you. We'll
Okay.
split the money,
Okay.
man. I'm
Okay.
good.
That Miami-Florida State game is another big one.
Big one, Tallahassee. Yep.
Florida State lost last week, so I think they need to bounce back. They're at home. Can Miami go into a hostile environment and get a win?
Coming off an off week, those off weeks are so interesting to me. With a team that's playing so well, like Miami was, you
Yeah.
almost want to keep rolling. You don't want that off week before a big game, and then it's just like then Florida State comes into town. They're actually at Florida State. Florida State's coming off that huge upset. I feel like they were looking like overlooked.
Yeah.
They were overlooking Virginia, and kind of looking towards Miami. It was a trap game for them, and they got trapped. They got caught, but this game being huge for Florida State because if they lose two, I don't see Florida State getting a playoff.
Yeah, because there's not many teams that are going to lose too many games.
No, and in the ACC, I don't know how many teams from the ACC are going to make the playoffs. So Florida State really does need to win this game. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Miami. It's a primetime night game, and Bobby. Oh gosh,
Bobby Bowden Stadium?
Bobby Bowden Stadium. There you
Yeah.
go. I lost track of his name. It's like the atmosphere is gonna be loud. Miami's gonna have a hard time. Carson Beck's taking his show on the road for the first time all year. I might
Some
predict
people are
that.
calling, Miami's the best team in the country. Some
Yeah,
people are.
I don't know. We're gonna pick that one here in a minute, and I might actually have to
Lean a
go.
bit, huh?
Yeah, I might have to go with the big upset on that. But who knows? Who knows?
Uh-oh.
We'll see. We'll pick it here in a minute. I know Evan's got the lead on me, so I got to get my lead back.
Yeah.
So we got one more big one. We got the Boise State Broncos coming into South Bend, taking on the Fighting Irish Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame's been looking real good. Just pulverizing opponents, just outscoring them by like 50. I think Marcus Freeman knows what he needs to do. I think their meat of their schedule was their first two games. They lost them, so they just literally have to annihilate everybody.
They got to win, have some style points,
Yeah.
look good. Make
Even
it hard for the committee to say no to him, I think. is
even
what
to
they
get back in the picture is gonna, but it's Notre Dame, and TV wants Notre Dame, and the playoff wants Notre Dame. So I mean, I really feel like they're not really out of the dance yet,
Yeah, totally
but,
not. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Boise State, they're always sneaky good. They always have a powerful running game. I know Ashton Genty graduated last year. They have a new running back coming in there.
That's kind of hurt them some. I feel like Boise just hasn't been the same without losing some of that stuff.
Right. But they always seem to kind of reload. I mean,
Yeah.
even if they lose to Notre Dame, they'll do well in their conference, and they'll finish. They always kind of finish.
Yeah.
18, 17, kind of mid-teens.
What I like to see, though, too, is no one game we're not going to pick before we get to our picks, is that Mississippi State, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Mississippi State played pretty well last
They're
week.
a good ball team. I tell you what,
So
man.
if Texas A&M takes them lightly, this could be an upset. Texas A&M, you don't need an upset in the SEC because your schedules are so tough.
Yeah.
So win the games you can win, and you're at home. So
Texas
they need to
A&M
win.
had that huge win at Notre Dame, which was great.
Yeah.
But you look at it, they barely beat Auburn last week, and Auburn's a pretty good ball club too. But I don't know. I haven't figured out Texas A&M yet. But yes, Mississippi State should not be overlooked. I do think that's a good one. I do think two sneaky good Big 12 games that nobody's talking about because really it's the Big 12.
Yeah.
Look out for Houston at home against the Red Raiders at
Really?
Texas Tech.
Okay.
And also look out for the Bearcats of Cincinnati taking Rocco Becht.
You
And,
can't pick against Rocco, though.
I tell you, Cincinnati's they're going to be tough to beat. They're at home. All the home of Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift coming off of her new album that dropped.
Yeah, I was actually going to text her this morning to see if he's
I
started
have listened.
piping it up at 5 o'clock this
I have
morning.
listened. I was going to text your wife and ask her if she has any favorites. But, yeah, so I do
That's
think
the big news of the day.
It is. Unfortunately, everybody's probably listening to Taylor instead of listening to us. But we're going to change that.
Just have a little Taylor in the background as you listen to us.
That's right.
I feel like that's a great combo.
That's right. No, I think Cincinnati's going to be ready for that game. going to play well. I don't know how Iowa State's going to come off of a. They had an off week, I believe, last week, so it's going to be interesting to see if they have a little rust coming in that game. So
Should we do our college picks?
sure, let's do
a
it.
bit of that.
Let's do it. Let's pick the top 5 games of the week.
All right.
We're gonna go Florida or Texas at Florida. We kind of talked about it earlier.
Who do you got?
I think the Gators are due for an upset. I think they're gonna pick off somebody. I think Texas with Oklahoma next week in the Red River rivalry. Do they go in and kind of overlook the Gators?
That's
You know,
true.
it's like
could be.
could Arch taking a show on the road? DJ Lagway, who knows? But Texas's defense is so tough. It's hard to pick against Texas. But I'm going Gators. Going Gators. Going upset.
That's pretty. There we go. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
the
there's
Gators
my
are
upset.
taking them out. I think, man, I just feel like Florida's offense, their quarterback turns it off over too many times.
He
I
does.
really like the chance of the upset. That's really feels the way I'm leaning, but I'm just gonna go with Texas.
All right, going
No,
Horns.
don't feel great about it.
Horns.
Don't feel great about it. But I think Joey might be right on this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Texas.
All right, we got Vandy. Diego Pavia going into Tuscaloosa.
The last time I talked about
He-
picked against Pavia, he won. So
he
I don't know if that's something I
he
should do or
told the
not.
media that if Vanderbilt plays up to their standards, that this game isn't even going to be close.
Well, I don't think you say that. I know we want to get those boys down to Alabama.
I
all
feel like
charged up.
riling up the tide might be the
No,
last
it's
thing
not a
he
good
needs
idea.
to do. I think it won't be close,
Yes.
but I think Alabama's going to annihilate them.
Yeah, I'm going with Alabama. After that bulletin board material, I'm going with Alabama on that one.
Yeah, Bama.
Yep. How about Boise State at Notre Dame? I think it's pretty clear. I think Boise State is not going to win at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's offense is too good. I think Boise State has the athletes to hang with Notre Dame, so I'm going to go with Notre Dame.
Hurts me to say this. I know I've kind of really tried to be an anti-domer as much as I can, but I also have to be a realist. I just don't think Boise State has the dudes to come into South Bend and beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame seems to be on a mission. They want to crush opponents.
And
I think
C.J. Carr is playing good.
yeah, he's
too,
a great
man.
quarterback. He's
playing
going
great.
to be a fantastic
Yes.
quarterback. No, but I think the Irish are going to win this one. I think Notre Dame big too.
And then the big prime time game, Miami at Florida State. This has a lot of implications for both teams.
I feel like I went Gators in my game earlier. Do I go Knowles? Do I go double Florida upsets? Hard to do. Miami's to me, in my opinion, the eyeball test tells me Miami's the
Yes,
best team in
yeah.
the country. They look fantastic, but I'm going Seminoles with
The Seminoles
double,
today.
double upset.
The double upset
The
Florida
Florida-
State.
Yeah,
Seminoles.
Yeah, I'm going Florida State.
Does Miami play Clemson? They don't play Clemson.
They
this year,
don't
do
know if they would meet up in the ACC.
So they're kind of down with their tough schedule for the most part. This
They,
is
they
like
have Louisville and a couple
Louisville.
others. Georgia Tech.
I feel like they're going to lose one here, Miami. I think they're still one of the best teams in the country, but I think there's so much more parity now in college football, so it's hard. I think it's harder to go undefeated. So I'm going to say this is the game they're going to lose. It's at Florida State,
Ooh, going big.
so I'm going with the upset as well.
Yeah,
I'm just feeling good about at Florida State versus Miami, but it's going to be really, really close.
I think Florida State's going to answer the bell. I think they almost got embarrassed by Virginia last week. They were overlooking Virginia. They're a good team, and they handed it to Alabama. So, I mean, I know what they can do. They can hand it to Miami as well.
Sometimes those losses just wake you up.
They really do.
You know what I mean?
Really
I feel
do.
like you get focused back on what you need to.
Well, when your back's against the
They
wall.
could have been looking forward to this Miami game, you know what I mean,
Sure,
last
sure.
week. So I think
No.
this is huge for them.
And then we'll go to the big one at the big house. Got Wisconsin coming into Michigan, taking on the boys in blue up there in Ann Arbor. Big noon
Hail to the
kickoff.
Victors.
I don't even think it's going to be close. I think Michigan is going to beat them large. I think we hang 50 on them.
Whoa.
I think Michigan
The
big.
50 spot, huh?
Yeah, I think Michigan big on
Dang.
this one.
I'm going Michigan big too. I just don't think Wisconsin's going to be able to hang with them. I think Michigan's coming off the bye week. They got some momentum going. I think it's going to be all
Sharon's
Rice
back.
running game. Sharon's back.
Sharon's
The defense is just going to make Wisconsin not look very well. Good. So I'm going with
So
that.
those are our college picks. We agreed on everything. I think I had Florida and you had Texas.
Yeah.
We both agreed on Bama, Notre Dame, Florida State, and Michigan. So yeah,
A lot of agreements here.
Yeah, it's going to come down to that Florida game for the college.
It is.
Let's look at our NFL games. How about that NFL game last night?
Wow, that is wild. That was a crazy, exciting game.
Wow, I tell you,
Mac Jones. How about Mac Jones?
Mac Jones come coming back from the dead, breathing some
Yes.
life into the 49ers.
Shanahan, the quarterback whisperer.
Gosh, you know Matthew Stafford is having one of the most
He's playing amazing
fantastic
this year.
years, and the Rams are just kind of laying low at 3-2. You know,
They're a lot better than the record
They
says.
are.
I
They're-
feel like they're one of the best teams.
they are-
Except two overtime losses.
yes, they lost to the Eagles.
Well, the
that
Eagles
was
wasn't
at the
overtime,
end.
it
That
was the
the
last
end.
second, though,
Yeah,
'cause
and
that
then the
block.
49ers. So their 2 losses were good losses. I think they're gonna be
Yeah.
just fine. I think the injury to Nick Bosa kills them. He's gonna be out for the year with the torn
49ers.
ACL. But fortunately for Nick Bosa, he's dating Megan Maroney, so he's gonna have some good healing at
Be fine.
He'll
Got
be
a
fine.
good caretaker, you're saying?
That's right. So I think Nick Bosa will be okay. But that game last night was
Yeah.
a fantastic game. I'm looking at it. I'm hearing a lot of criticism on Blake Corum. Blake Corum's fumble last night. You're talking one of the greatest Wolverines ever. So I do take that personally. I do think Blake Corum is a fantastic running back.
Totally.
I think he is an awesome fit for the Rams if they use him a little bit more. They do have Kyron Williams in that backfield who also fumbled, and
Yeah.
people aren't nearly as critical of
Correct.
Kyron Williams, which I don't understand. But yeah, so just hang in there, Blake. I know you're going to be at the big house tomorrow. I think you're going to turn around. I think you're going to have a super successful NFL career. If it's not with the Rams, then we're going to end up somewhere else, and you're going to be just fine.
They didn't. I mean, they only ran the ball like 15 times, 16 times
Mm-hmm.
altogether. So they didn't really run it much. I think
Yeah.
they were behind and they're trying to catch up. So they did a lot of throwing. But Blake's one run was 13 yards.
Yeah, no, he's a
13
great,
yards of carry.
He's a beast. He's a
Put him in
great
there.
ball player. And on some personal news, Blake Corum's expecting a baby. Him and his wife are just announced they're expecting. So Blake's going to be a
Boy or
dad.
girl, do you know?
They don't know yet. But yeah, him and JJ both are going to be dads. So that's kind of
You think,
interesting.
Joey and Evan are up on their list for names?
Yeah, I
boy
don't know.
names?
I don't know, man. Maybe we'll be the Godfather.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah. Hear that, Blake?
Yeah, there you go. In case you're listening.
You just give us a call. I know you have our number, I'm sure.
All right, we got Seahawks going in, or actually hosting Baker touchdown maker.
Yes.
And
he
the
needs to bounce back, right?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's a big game going
Yes.
into Seattle. 12th man up there in
Yeah.
Seattle. Buccaneers need a bounce back game. Seattle's playing some good football. I think I'm going to go the Bucks in this game. We're just going to outright pick
You ready
these
to-
games.
you ready to
yeah.
pick this one
Yeah,
already?
we're just going to pick it. I'm going to go Bucks.
You're saying the Bucks, huh?
Yeah.
Baker touchdown maker. Man, I'm having a tough time with this one. I do like Seattle. I like they're playing some good football and defense. Baker get back. It's at Seattle. They got the big. I mean, they're noisy up there.
They are in 12th man.
So I'm going to go against Baker
Okay.
touchdown maker. And I'm going to go with who's the quarterback over there?
Is it not Gino anymore?
No, who was that? He was at
Oh,
the Vikings last year.
Sam Darnold.
Sam. Yeah,
Sam
Donald.
Darnold. Yeah, you can go with Darnold.
TD Donald.
Yeah.
You know.
Mike
Sounds good.
McDonald's there, another Michigan man's coaching the Seahawks, so you
Yeah.
got to respect. Much respect to Mike McDonald.
I'm
But
going with the chicken nuggets, French fries, McDonald's, man.
there you go.
Go Seattle at home, baby.
There you go. All right,
I
we got
think
the
they got it.
Commanders and Mikey Sanders still going in to meet up with his old coach Jim Harbaugh and the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert in Los Angeles.
The thing with them is Daniels back yet?
Jaden
What's
Daniels
going on
is
with
coming.
him?
I think he's expected back this week.
It looks like McLaren is ruled out.
Yeah,
so that's
McLaren's
not good.
not,
But
but
Daniels to play.
I believe
so
Jaden.
that's a big thing.
Big thing. But Chargers coming off a surprising loss last week
Yeah.
to the Giants. I do think they bounce back. I like LA in this one, even though the Commanders are going to be ready to play because they need a big win themselves. But I do think the Chargers are gonna win this.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers at home too.
Yep.
I think the home team's winning. That's why. If I think if it was the other way around, I think I'd pick Commanders.
Got the Detroit Lions, our team, Lions.
Versus the Bengals.
Dan Campbell and the boys going into Cincinnati. Another Michigan versus Ohio. We all
Yeah.
know what happens when Michigan plays Ohio. Why are we even picking this game?
Yes.
Lions. Chalk it up.
Yep, Lions. nothing really to say here.
All right.
Lions.
We got the Pats at Buffalo, Sunday Night Football.
The
Going
Patriots have actually been playing pretty good.
They have been.
Surprisingly well.
Yeah, they have been. Going into Josh
Yeah.
Allen's house. Bills undefeated. Yeah, it's very hard to go undefeated. In the NFL, one of these teams always kind of slips
It's nice
up
it's
and
home.
loses a game they shouldn't lose. This might be the one Buffalo loses, but it's going to be hard to go against
Yeah,
Buffalo.
it is.
I'm going to go Bills in this one.
The thing I do love Vrabel. I think he brings a toughness element. I think that's why we're seeing an improvement out of the Patriots. I think I might go with the upset here. Patriots.
Ooh. Sunday
going
night
against the Bills.
Good call.
Yeah,
I
there
like
we
that.
go.
I like
There
that.
we
I wanted to pick it. I just didn't have the guts to do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Monday night.
Chiefs, baby.
Mr. Taylor Swift, aka Travis Kelce, and the boys go into the Duval, Jacksonville, taking on the Jags. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Hunter and them boys. Jacksonville's playing some good football. They just beat 49ers last week. Chiefs they don't look like the Chiefs of old, but they still are the Chiefs. They still have Patrick Mahomes. Going into Jacksonville, I like the Jags. I will never pick the Chiefs.
Guys, did we just hear that on the podcast?
I said I like the Jags.
You picked the Jags.
I picked the Jags.
Man,
I did the old okey doke.
He did trick me there. I was almost shocked. I almost fell off my chair. I feel like the Chiefs listening to all those Taylor Swift songs all weekend. They're going to be pumped. They're going to be psyched. Taylor might be singing to him in the locker room. I don't know. But no way the Chiefs are losing this after the Taylor Swift album comes out this weekend. Go Chiefs.
All right.
And Swift. She might even show up in the quarterback this weekend.
All right.
I don't know what's going to happen.
All right. So you got the Seahawks, Chargers, Lions, Patriots, and Chiefs.
Yep.
I have the Bucks, Chargers, Lions, Bills, and Jaguars.
We have a couple different ones on there.
We do. The NFL is going to decide who gets the buffs this week. It's going to decide Monday for our next podcast who will be rocking the buffs with our picks.
Yeah.
We're gonna do some baseball picks. I think we already picked our baseball ones last time.
Yeah.
We liking anybody to clinch this weekend?
The new series here this weekend?
Well, I don't think they can clinch this week. They clinch,
weekend,
I think, Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
of course, I think I picked the Mariners over the Tigers.
Yeah,
I think after seeing it, I mean, I can't change it from my previous, but I'm gonna from our picks now. I think the Tigers looked a lot better.
I hope you're right, man.
I'm feeling they have a little momentum. So
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Cubs and Brewers. Cubs are looking good too.
Cubbies going up to Chicago North. Gonna go up and play in Milwaukee. Gonna close out them Brewers. Gonna bring it back to Wrigley. Bring it home at Wrigley. Fly that W.
Blue Jays are gonna destroy the Yankees.
No, Yankees.
I can't see the Yankees anymore.
No,
please.
I got the Yankees.
Can't stare at them. Philadelphia Phillies. Let's go Phillies.
There you go Phillies. Phillies over Dodgers. Sorry, Christine. Phillies over Dodgers. And then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Please join in Monday. We're gonna have our. We'll let you know who won our picks, who gets the buffs, and we'll talk about the weekend games, both college football, professional football, maybe a little bit of baseball. So thanks for joining.
Please subscribe.
Get on YouTube.
You get them every time they come out. You know exactly when they're there.
Wins and losses with Lockapo and Winkler. All right.
Love any feedback too. If you want to leave some comments in the
we'll hit you back.
Feedback, we'd love to hear.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see you on Monday.
Go Blue.
And as always, go Blue.